like to call the meeting to order. Daniel, please, roll call.
President Mrs. Say,
Present?
Vice President Mr. Nishi,
Present.
Clerk Mr. Noyola,
Present.
Board Member Mr. Beach,
Present.
Board Member Dr. Eugenio,
Here.
Board Member Dr. Rios, Board Member Mrs. Yu. Here. Thank you.
Thank you. This evening, we'll be discussing the one item in closed section, which is public employee discipline, dismissal, release, evaluation, one matter, under Government Code Number 54957. Mr. Noya, do we have any public comments for this closed section?
I do not see any.
Okay. May I have a motion first motion and second for move to closed section, please?
Moved by Noyola.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion passed 7-0. board is back to our open section. May I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Yeah, new second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0. I just want to remind everyone, silence your cell phone. Tonight in closed section, the board discussed public employee discipline, dismissal, release, evaluation, one matter under Government Code number 54957. Now, we have such a good day today. We're going to have Nemus Elementary School come here leading us the Pledge of Allegiance. I know I just met the principal. Nemus School is right next to my house. I can walk there like 5 minutes. Come in, come on. So cute. Thank you, Principal. We'll wait. It's okay. Are we all in here?
In Spanish. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Y ahora en español. Juro dar a bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos. You may be seated. Good evening, Student Board President Say, Vice President Nishi, Clerk Nohal, Board Members Beach, Nguyen, Rios, and Yo, Superintendents, Cabinet members, and guests. My name is Sharika, and I'm a 5th grade student at Nemus Elementary School and a member of the Student Council. My Student Council members and I are very excited to be here in this evening to represent Nemus. Accompanying us in this evening is our Student Council Advisor, Ms. Forsythe, and our Principal, Ms. Durant, Matthew, Makala, Victoria, Sophia, and Jaylene. We'll now share some of our exciting events at Nemus with you.
My name is Jocelyn. With events happening throughout the year, there is never a dull moment at Nemus. Every Friday, we kick off our day with the Roar Rally, where we celebrate our school-wide event expectations, responsibility, outstanding effort, active learning, and respect. We also have larger events at Nemus, such as the Fall Festival coming up next month, the Science Fair and Career Days in the winter, and our Environmental Festival in the spring.
My name is Michaela, and I'm here to talk about the Nemus Nature Center. Did you know that we have our very own urban oasis on our campus where we study environmental science? Nemus is home to the award-winning Nemus Nature Center and Garden. This full acre of nature includes a variety of trees, vines, and plants where Miss Becca, our garden expert, helps us plant, grow, and harvest organic fruits and vegetables. We have an outdoor amphitheater, a nature walk path, and 2 outdoor classroom areas in the Nature Center.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I am a member of the Garden Club, which is an after-school enrichment club offered to Nemus 3rd through 6th grade students. In Garden Club, we learn the skills to care for and develop our nature center. This knowledge and skills develops us into an environmental leaders at our school and helps make us stewards of the environment. What I like about about Garden Club is working with Miss Becca and other students to help keep our nature center clean and beautiful, as well as caring for the various animals that live in the garden.
Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Jaylene, and I'm here to talk about a group that I'm really proud to be part of, Green Kids Club. We are a group of students who come together and are passionate about protecting our planet and learning more about nature. Every week, we come together to learn, plan, and make a difference. Our mission is simple but important. I will do my part to protect planet Earth. I will make an effort to educate myself and others about the environment. I will lend a hand to the environment by reducing, reusing, and recycling. Together, we are building a brighter and greener future.
Hello, my name is Sophia, and I'm a 6th grade student in Nima's Dual Immersion Program, where we learn to understand, speak, read, and write in Spanish and English. I am proud to be bilingual. It is my goal to speak others in different language, as well as receive the seal biliteracy pathway certificate at the end of the year. Being part of this program has brought me new experiences and great friends. Hola, mi nombre es Sofía y soy estudiante de 6º grado en el programa de inmersión dual, donde aprendemos a entender, hablar, leer y escribir español y inglés. Estoy orgullosa de ser bilingüe. Mi meta es hablar con otras personas en un idioma diferente y recibir el certificado de trayectoria bilingüe al final del año. Ser parte de este programa me ha traído nuevas experiencias y buenos amigos.
Hi, my name is Matthew and I am a dual immersion student at Nimes. I did not speak or understand Spanish at all when I began kindergarten. Being bilingual is important to me because my parents believed that being able to speak 2 languages would help me be successful in life. I have learned a lot in this program and look forward to pursuing other opportunities beyond Nimes. Hola, me llamo Matthew y soy estudiante en el programa de inmersión dual en Nimes. No entendía ni hablaba español cuando empecé en el programa en kinder. Ser bilingüe es importante para mí porque mis padres creían que poder hablar 2 idiomas me ayudaría a tener éxito en la vida. He aprendido mucho en este programa y espero buscar otras oportunidades después de Nimes. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you. That's it from our students.
Don't go. We do have a couple of board members who would like to make some comment. First of all is our board member, Ms. Yu.
Thank you, President Say. And what a beautiful group of students, all leaders serving your school. And yeah, you guys have the best nature center. Yeah, I've been there. Actually, I took some students to volunteer to, dig up some, weeds and so forth. But es muy bien. Being bilingual is definitely an advantage. But if you are bilingual in elementary school, guess what? You can be trilingual when you go to high school. When you're trilingual, you have so much more opportunity, right? For jobs and in life and understanding other culture, Many countries around the world, like Asia and Europe, average they speak 2, but 3 languages. So you guys you are so blessed because you guys are already bilingual, and by the time you go to high school, you can even be trilingual. What an opportunity. So keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, board member Mr. Yu. Actually, she's a trilingual person. She speaks Korean, Spanish, and English. Now we are going to have our Vice President, Mr. Nishii.
Thank you, Madam President. So That was a great presentation. You know, I would love to come and visit again, and maybe someday you'll see me sitting in your nature center just reading a book. That's kind of like what I would like to do. It's like a little oasis in the middle of the city. So this Friday, what color do you guys have to wear? Yellow.
Yellow.
Okay. Yellow. All right, I'll see if I still have that shirt, if it still fits me. Thank you. That's it.
And next one is our board member, Mr. Beach.
Thank you, Madam President. Last year when I visited your school, I made a friend in the Nature Center, the turtle. Is he still alive, roaming around?
Yeah.
How old is he now? Does anybody know? Super old, right? He'll probably be there a long time. Anyway, I loved your school, the Nature Center. You guys do a great job there. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, board member, Mr. Beach. Thank you. Well, I want to say, Matthew, where's your parents here? Can Matthew parents stand up, please? I want to thank you so much teaching your kids say you need to know your own language, supporting them. It's supporting the kids. So different. Same thing with me. My mom also encouraged me to speak two language. And now when I work in the San Francisco Medical Center, I learned a little bit of Spanish there because I have to communicate with my patient. But I do believe Spanish is so beautiful language. I like the music. I like the dance, salsa. But I do want to say thank you so much. Raised such a beautiful son and handsome. And Matthew really did a great speech today, presentation, nice and bilingual English and Spanish. And what he said is the first time he learned the Spanish in Nimes. That I want to thank you, Principal. Thank you again. You can sit. I also want to ask, do we have any parents from Nimes? Can you all stand up? Wow. Wow, this is what we call parent support, parent involvement. Thank you very, very much for you bringing your kids today, and I really sincerely appreciate you have such wonderful children here. There will be, one of them probably going to be our president in the USA. Don't forget us, okay? Let us go to your White House. Thank you so much. And I too, I think our board member Beach and board member Ms. Yu, we are very much involved with Nature Art Center. We go there a lot. Even in the summer, I go there helping them pick up the fruits and donate to some people. And I know you also do a lot of hands-on because there's a lot of plants on there. I know the turtle, the bird, and then one of the summit areas, really, hopefully this day we can open to the public, let them to see what we have in our district and what we offer to our children, the natural things. Thanks again. Thank you so much for you guys to come and go home and do your homework now. Thank you, parent. Thank you so much. Appreciate. We also want to thank you, our teacher, our principal here. Thank you so much under your leadership and make the kids so natural and so beautiful. Appreciate it. Thank you. And they will remember you when they become the president. Thank you very much. Please, thank you. Okay, next one, the spot on teaching and learning. We have affirming, celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. I should have wore that dress. I bought it, and when I went to Mexico, come back, that cost me about $100. I said, I'm going to wear one this day, which is the Hispanic month, but I forgot today. And then we have our 3 staff. One is Dr. Carol Castro. Oh, Dr. Castro, you're the one going to introduce the people. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Say. Tonight, as we've done for the last few years, we are presenting information on the National Hispanic Heritage Month from our Equity Officer, Mr. Blaine Watson. And you see Dr. Evelyn Hull listed as the director here. She is in the audience, so she can wave to you from behind me. She is now overseeing the equity programs in ABC as part of her umbrella of special programs, which we think is a nice connection since we have a variety of programs under special programs, including supports for English learners. We look at our migrant ed population. We also have programs under AVID. We have additional support programs for students, and so ensuring that we have our National Hispanic Heritage Month and our Equity Officer under the direction of Dr. Hull is an important next step for us in creating those cohesive connections for our schools. So without further ado, you've seen somewhat of a similar presentation, but we have an added bonus this year is that we have our students present this evening. So I will hand it over to Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Dr. Castro.
Thank you, Dr. Castro. Good evening, Madam President. Good evening, Vice President Ishii, Board Clerk Noyola. Good evening. Good evening, board members, Mr. Beach, Dr. Eugenio, Dr. Rios, and Mrs. Yu. Also, Dr. Zitlo, good evening. And good evening, ABC Unified School District, members of the community. My name is Mr. Blaine Watson, Equity Officer here in ABC Unified School District. Tonight I have the distinct honor and privilege to share information about how ABC Unified School District celebrates and honors the heritage and cultures of our Hispanic community in ABC. And so also have our wonderful students who are leaders from our Hispanic Latino Student Advisory Committee. I'll introduce them in just a few minutes, all right? But they're here waiting. They're going to have most of the presentation tonight, and I'm just going to introduce some ideas for us. So just to begin, next slide here. The celebration of Hispanic heritage represents an important opportunity to connect to what ABCUSD values for how we develop our students, especially as empathetic and conscientious leaders. You'll see tonight and you'll hear tonight from our students who, in my opinion, are excellent examples of people who understand and share others' feelings. They also show compassion and respect. They work all the time on welcoming, inclusive environments for students and for staff members. They're very inspirational with their peers and also with adults. They make thoughtful decisions, and most importantly, they aim to contribute positively to their school environment and community. So it gives me a very distinct pleasure to introduce these impressive young people in just a few seconds. The cultural and ethnic diversity of our district is one of the most important assets of the district, right? And celebrating the contributions of the Hispanic community, which happens to be the largest cultural and ethnic group of ABC Unified School District, will be our focus for this evening. So the history of Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated September 15th through October 15th across the country, across the United States of America, to pay tribute to generations of Hispanic Americans who have positively influenced and enriched our nation and also our society. During this month, we celebrate their achievements and also their legacy. The history of the celebration began in 1968 as just 1 week, right? 7 days of celebrating Hispanic heritage. However, in 1988, President Ronald Reagan supported legislation that was passed to extend the celebration of 30 days. So that's why we have our September 15th through October 15th celebration. Many Latin American countries, well, the question always comes up, why September 15th? All right, we have to answer that important question. Why September 15th? Many Latin American countries gained and fought for their independence at or around, from Spain, okay, in the 19th century, at or around September 15th. So that's why we celebrate Hispanic heritage beginning on September 15th. And some important cultural facts, for example, on September 15th every year, the President of the Republic of Mexico initiates what they call El Grito de Independencia, or the cry for independence. You might hear a lot of people say, Viva Mexico! And people respond with, does anybody know? Viva. Que viva, right? Viva, right? And so the cry for Mexican independence is a very traditional cultural, part of the cultural fabric of Mexican culture. And then also Chilenos, I learned, celebrate, I know Dr. Castro happens to be from Chile, and they refer to the independence as El 18, or the 18th, right, in Chile. Also, several national institutions are aligned in paying tribute to Hispanic Americans. For example, the Library of Congress, the National Endowment for the Humanities, the Smithsonian Institution, and they're aligned in how they organize and also celebrate. The theme for this year nationally with these organizations is Pioneers of Change, Shaping the Future Together. Well, in ABC, there are so many examples of students, staff, and our educational partners who serve as pioneers of change, who work every single day to shape a better future in our schools, in our region, in our country. That said, it's important to recognize that ABC Unified values the unique contributions, the voice, and also the cultural capital of our Hispanic community in our district. Some examples of the groups that we work through to celebrate and also recognize voice and ideas are the Hispanic Latino Student Advisory Committee, these wonderful individuals behind me, our Hispanic Latino Family Circle, the District English Language Advisory Council, our District Diversity, Unity, and Equity Committee, also known as the DO Committee, and lastly, the Migrant Education Parent Liaisons. Yeah. Also, we have student leaders. Like I mentioned before, this idea of pioneers of change. We have student leaders who endeavor every day in terms of sharing their cultural heritage. We have different groups at our high schools, like the Spanish Club at Gar High School. Artesia High School has its Latino Cultural Club. Cerritos High School celebrates with its Latinos Unidos organization. And then Whitney High School has Association of Latin American Students. And all these groups meet at various times of the week, and they're creating and building capacity in students as leaders through their culture. In terms of programming, we have lots of opportunity to underscore different opportunities for students. Dual immersion programs exist. We just had our NEMA students present the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm really excited to see where they're going to be in a few years in terms of moving toward trilingualism, if that's even a term. Dual enrollment program, I mentioned that already. VAPA offerings such as Baile Folklorico and Mariachi, and student leadership is abundant throughout our district. We also have some interesting programming and opportunities for students. And we're going to talk quickly about the State Seal of Biliteracy for Spanish language. There's a Spanish proverb that says, and I think it was members, you mentioned it earlier, about talking about the importance of being bilingual and opportunities in the world. The Spanish proverb says, El que habla dos idiomas vale por Dios. El que habla dos idiomas vale por dos. Basically, I'm saying he who speaks two languages is twice as valuable. So the recognition for students who study and attain proficiency in 2 or more languages by high school graduation is kind of the culmination of this programming. And so we honor students this way in terms of how we celebrate cultural Hispanic culture as well. Well, last year we had a very important opportunity for students, sponsored and supported by our ABCUSD Education Foundation, and we're doing it again. We have a what we're calling our Hispanic Heritage Visual Performing Arts Contest. The theme for the contest this year is Pioneers of Change, Shaping the Future Together, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago. And this contest is open to all middle school and high school students, all secondary students in our district. And the information went out to schools yesterday. And we are very excited for students to submit any form of visual and performing arts, whether it be poetry, it could be a dance, it could be an artwork, but they want to respond to one of the 2 questions on the screen. How has an influential Hispanic Latino inspired you or others to shape a better future? Or respond to National Hispanic Heritage Month often sheds much needed light on the impact Latinos have made in the community. We want to express how they see this impact, right? And so our students will have multiple opportunities to share. The deadline for this opportunity is October 7th, so we would ask you to encourage this opportunity in sharing their artistic ability by October 7th. And that information, these submissions will be submitted to the Equity Office. Now, we're going to hear from 3 of our esteemed Hispanic student leaders who, in addition to leadership at their school sites, are committed to leadership and membership with our Hispanic Latino Student Advisory Committee. Each student will share about the importance of celebrating Hispanic heritage in ABC Unified School District. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce our first student leader, Ms. Pamela Cruz. Come forward, please, Pam. Thank you. All right. So Pamela is a student at Gar High School. And you can see what we gave her 2 questions to respond to here, and she's going to speak to that when she presents. But one thing I wanted to highlight in the first question, what makes you proud about being Latino in your community? And Pamela said, it is important for me to lead because there are students that need help and or resources, but they don't know they exist. Our next student, Mr. Mateo Roman. Come forward, please, Mateo. Mateo is at Whitney High School, 10th grader. And I asked him the same question, what makes you proud about being Latino in your community, Mateo? One of the things he said was, since my Latino community is small at Whitney, I feel like I have a family that is strong and supportive. Thank you. And lastly, we have Ms. Sarah Lopez from Cerritos High School. To the same question, she responded, "It is crucial for me as a leader to communicate this with others to foster a sense of unity and diversity in our cultures. By presenting my own culture, it allows others to be educated on why Latino culture is so important to not only me, but my community as a whole." Thank you all. We're going to start with a presentation from Ms. Cruz. Are you ready, Pam? All right, come forward. Yeah, you want to give context first, and then we can play the video. Let me know when you're ready. There you go.
There's a culture. Oh, hi, I'm Pamela Cruz. I am from Gar High School. And the video we're going to show you right now is about a cultural dance from Mexico City, from Morelios. And the reason I know this dance is because in my culture, they dance for one of our saints, San Cristobal. And we did this dance at Gar High School at the multicultural fair with my family, me, my sister, my brother, and my grandmother. So I'm excited to show you the video. Wait. So this is really important to me because it's just, I like showing my culture to other people. I like showing different types of stuff that there is in Mexico because Mexico is very beautiful. These chinelos are mocking the Europeans in their mannerism when they came to Mexico, how they would dress with their big beards. And the dancing components are from Aztec origins, but they just dress and mock the Europeans.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mateo Roman, and I go to Whitney High School. I'm in 10th grade. So this past Saturday, I went to the Laverne College Expo with a few other high school students. As you can see in the top left photo is the amount of high school students that went, and they're each from Artesia, Gar, or Whitney. Actually, one of our he couldn't come here today, but he's part of the Hispanic Latino Advisory Committee along with us. His name is Fernando. You can see him in the top right and bottom. He was helping me interview for a video. We just collected the opinions and thoughts processes of other Hispanic students who, while they may not be from ABC, I think they can share the same views as us because the guy on the bottom, he was saying that he would just want to remind his friends that about where they come from and just who they are. He also just said that maybe we could have just a small moment in time where we could have some cultural food in our lunches just for maybe just one day. And there was another girl, she was just saying that basically the overall message from the overarching message was that we don't want that too much like something, a big fiesta. We just want to be acknowledged. We want that to learn about ourselves more prominently in our schools and to also just be represented maybe through the food, or just also have some cultural dance displays, among other things. At this college expo, I found that many students needed to know more about how to get into college, how to learn more about how the admission process and all of that. But I was kind of disappointed to see that there weren't that many students. I feel like it wasn't advertised enough. So I want to see maybe in the future we could make it more well known, to just advocate more for it, just have like some sort of social media campaign or some sort, because I would want to see more students, more need for school buses so that we could fit everyone. And also just because it's such a great opportunity because many students don't know and they don't end up going to college because they don't know how. So I feel like if we advocate more and they understand what this college can do for them and just overall, it allows them to have a more successful future. And yeah, thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Lopez, a 12th grader, here to represent Cerritos High School for Hispanic Heritage Month. So I've decided to include the perspective of our staff and what Hispanic Heritage Month means to them. I have had the privilege to interview both Spanish and EVA teacher, Profe Boite, who is my former Spanish teacher and one of my favorite teachers at the school. Profe Boite has always strived to teach students about Hispanic culture, including Latin icons such as Dolores Huerta and Celia Cruz, and to name a few, and their impact on Hispanic culture. The main question I asked him was, what does Hispanic Heritage Month mean to you, and why is it important to you? This information is in order to learn the values of our staff and how they strive to bring culture to our students, and to learn why this month is so important to not just our youth, but our community at large.
For me, the Hispanic Heritage Month means connecting to my roots, connecting and embracing who I am as a Hispanic teacher. And it's really important for me, for my students to start reflecting and see the past through many role models that we have. For example, in my classroom, I always have different images. I always have different important people that I feel that we can connect to the roots of our heritage. And it's also like a perfect moment, a perfect month for those students that maybe they were never exposed to the heritage of the Latino heritage, the Spanish heritage, to start connecting to them so they can see the work, so they can see the importance of the roots. For example, one of my biggest role model is Dolores Huerta. This is one of the perfect times for me to introduce Dolores Huerta in our curriculum. So many Latinos or many non-Latinos, they can see the work of many important Hispanic role models that we have.
Thank you, Profe Boite, for this wonderful insight. As shown in the video, our Hispanic teachers focus on providing an environment for their students that allows them to explore and learn about cultures that perhaps they haven't been exposed to. Everyone deserves a chance to learn about their origins, and Hispanic Heritage Month serves as an educational experience for all. Whether you're familiar with Hispanic culture or have no knowledge of it, by introducing Hispanic Heritage Month into classrooms, this can foster a great experience to help students connect more deeply with their education and roots. For teachers, Hispanic Heritage Month is an opportunity to expand cultural familiarity within the classrooms. And for students, especially for Latino students, Hispanic Heritage Month is a way for them to witness their culture being recognized within schools, where they're able to gain a sense of cultural validation. And through this, we are able to foster inclusivity and allow them to express ideas such as unity, identity, self-expression, and confidence, which allows these themes to flourish. These are all things that students need to better themselves and thrive as individuals. The concept and work of Hispanic Latino Student Advisory Committee can serve as a great motivator to highlight the integral role Latino heritage has had to play in shaping American culture and history. I believe I can speak for all members of this committee that we strive to create a space for all students to feel safe despite our diverse cultural backgrounds. I look forward to the HLSAC meetings because each time I attend, I am welcomed by a group of people that share similar goals as me, which are to help others in need and promote ways for students to build a stronger sense of community in our schools. As we continue to converse and hold events, our team of student leaders will work with Mr. Watson, our counselors, administrators, and parents, and we hope to build a platform where everyone feels comfortable to share concerns, hopes, and issues. Hispanic Heritage Month is more than a celebration. It is a way to honor our ancestors and family members before us. It inspires our educators to teach us about the importance of culture, and it allows students to take pride for who they are and where they came from. By embracing this month, we are able to acknowledge the diversity in our society and continue to make our schools an inspiring space for everyone. Thank you for your time.
Great job. The future is really, really bright. we want to end with an invitation and also just some information on an event that our Hispanic Latino Student Advisory Committee is planning. We have one of our 4 HLFC, or Hispanic Latino Family Community meetings coming up this coming September 26th. The meeting will be, it's a community meeting at Artesia High School in the Fine Arts Center, beginning at 6 p.m. through 7:30 p.m. You're all invited. Welcome, please join us. And we look forward to seeing you there. And my students here, great job tonight. Really, really proud of you. Great representation of the HLFC. Thank you. Adele, you might have comments or questions.
Hold on a second. We do have our board clerk, Mr. Noyola.
Thank you, President Say. I'm really, feel empowered just by you guys being here and everything you guys shared with us. Hispanic Heritage Month is, it's an education here, being on the board. Every year we're learning more and more about different cultures, different backgrounds, different groups of Hispanic students. As a board, a question I have for you three: how can we as a board help you as young leaders empower your other students and give them support? How can we help you guys as a board?
Maybe tell these students, help the parents, because there's a language barrier. There's some parents, for example, my grandmother, she doesn't speak English, so she finds it hard to communicate with the teachers or with anyone. So maybe just get translators to help the parents, and so the parents know what is going on with their students and help them succeed with their education.
Thank you.
I mentioned this at a previous meeting we had. I think it was like last week. I was thinking we could have some sort of way that we could present. I started at an early age to educate children about to be more successful in the future. We could have younger people, so that it's more closer to the generation. So to just explain to them like the benefits, so that it's ingrained into their head at an early age. You could do assemblies at an elementary school of some sort. Just get the idea into their head, and just throughout the middle school, high school, just give them opportunities from there, so that they know what those opportunities give them and how they can use those.
Something that I would like to include within our communities is more community service and drives for those in need. Something that I would like to be brought up during our next committee meeting is possibilities of plans for community drives for items such as simple as backpacks, blankets for impoverished families. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Those are all great suggestions. I'm pretty sure we're going to take those under consideration. Thank you guys, and thank you guys for your leadership.
Thank you. Next one is our board member, Dr. Rios.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm so happy when we get to celebrate the diversity within our district. As was pointed out, about half of the student population at ABC is Latino, and I feel really proud that you stand here and represent those students, and that you're so proud of your culture, and that you're using it to propel you upward and onward, right? We know how important it is to acknowledge who we are and to celebrate it, and to be, more importantly, in a space that welcomes that and celebrates it as well, because I think it's our diversity that makes us so unique and makes us strong. And so I'm happy that this month we get to celebrate Latino culture, just like in other months we get to celebrate other cultures. I like that you talked about the importance of going to college. I know a lot of us made it to, well, myself, made it to college, but sometimes we're the exception, not the norm. Too many students of Latino students specifically don't get to that level, and a lot of it is with awareness. I ended up in college because somebody told me that college was an option for me, and I know that sometimes we take it that now in this day and age everyone knows, but they don't. And it's really important for schools, for districts to provide that awareness, and I'm glad that you mentioned about expanding that program, because it sounds like the need is still there, and so I'm sure that as the board will support those interests and those requests. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rio. Next one will be our board member, Mrs. Yu.
Thank you, Board President Say. I just wanted to share how, wow, having these 3 students, wow, you represent so much hope for the future of our students, and just your authentic motivation, drive, and your pride in your heritage. I'm just so proud of you guys. And let me throw a question. Do you know the percentage of Latinos in California? Just guess. Almost. Go ahead and guess.
I'm going to just say a random number. Probably, I'm going to guess like 37 to 47.
Almost 50%. That is very significant. And of course, California was owned, there's some people who never immigrated. They were always here, right? Have you met people like that? I did. And I was like, really? Yeah, you have to know your history. When you respect and know and accept your own heritage, that's where you start respecting others too, and those who are different. Because this is California. We're going to see so many colors and languages, right? And I really, really was inspired by the comment of this gentleman. What was your name?
Mateo.
Mateo. Just your drive to get the message out to your fellow peers regarding the opportunities and the resources out there regarding college, right? We have so much opportunities in California public school. And, I am a testament for that. Because my parents both just barely graduated from elementary school, and here I am, right? I navigated all by myself to graduate school with 3 languages. It can be done. And I grew up in LA, yeah, taking public transportation. Because we are more than conquerors. We're not victims. You can reach the sky, right? But that was very critical to get that resources out to the other students. Yeah, and please reach out to me because I would love to help out with getting that vision and casting that vision, starting in elementary school. And also to train the parents. And we have a lot of parenting classes too. Like ABC is awesome. Thank you.
I want to say thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. A lot of things we are offering in our district to support parent needs. We even fly the speaker to our district office here. Somehow, somewhere, there's miscommunication each other. The communication stop only on this side. So hopefully, in the future, we work better and serves more people. And I do want to let you know, I myself also bilingual too. So my grandkids actually now, I'm learning to speak Chinese to them now. And hopefully by the time they go high school, they can learn Spanish. And I told my daughter it's very important, 2 languages they're out to learn. One is Spanish, the other one Chinese. Chinese to communicate with me, and Spanish to community to outside. So I do respect. And I want to thank you so much to come today. It's not easy, but you 3 did a great job in here. I want to thank you so much. I don't know, you drive here or your parents drop you off? Is your parents here? Okay. Can we have parents stand up? I know grandma's here, right? Yeah. Hey, ¿cómo está? Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for coming today. Really appreciate raising such a great, beautiful granddaughter and grandson here. Appreciate it. And you have a good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, guys. High five. Good job.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda for regular meeting of September 17, 2024? And in motion and second, please.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 3rd, 2024? Motion and second, please.
So moved.
All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Madam President, I abstain. I wasn't present.
Oh, okay, so there will 7, 6, and 1. Okay, next one is my board report. Well, we all know how hot was the last week. First, I would like to thank our school for making sure students stay cool during the recent heat wave. And I know our students staying indoors with the air condition to avoid extreme heat. It is great to know our high school gyms stay cool thanks to upgraded air condition through the Measure BB. Our thoughts are still with the family who lost loved ones at a school shooting in Georgia. I share my thoughts with an open letter to our families, which was published by the local newspaper. We continue to upgrade our security measure at our school through the Measure BB, and I want to thank you, Dr. Zillow and Mr. Lewin, for keeping security at top of priority list in our school district. On Saturday, September 7, I attended the Association of Chinese Parents for Winning Excellent Welcome event at the Shadow Park Clubhouse. I want to thank the family for inviting me for this informative event. Later that event, I attended Formosa Senior Association 30 anniversary event. And on last Tuesday, September 10th, I attended Gar High School Back to School Night. As I end my report, I want to talk about school safety. We must take any or every threat to our schools seriously, involving law enforcement and conducting a thorough investigation. When we heard about a threat, if in our district, whether it's online or a student or staff member inform us, we must take action. Even if the threat is made a joke, we must investigate. It is no laughing matter. Families, please, I want to please to the family who's watching our ABC channel. Please remind your children about the series of making threat at school. This threat involves student discipline and a visit from law enforcement to your home. Let us work together to keep our schools safe. We always say, you see something, you say something. You hear something, tell people about something. Because you never know, you might save a bunch of kids' life and adult life there. So thank you. That includes my report. Thank you. Next one is our superintendent report. Dr. Zillow, please.
Thank you. Just as President Say said, we've communicated with families, and we just ask that you have real conversations with your children. Not everything has to be about a potential lockdown, but sometimes just having those conversations with your children about what's going on can help them have a space where they can share. It is hard to be a child in this time. It is even more challenging to be a preteen and a teen in this time. And so we just really encourage our families to create spaces where your kids can share what's happening and you can hear them and listen. And if you need support, we have supports for families, for students at our schools. And so we want to encourage you to take advantage of that. This last few weeks since our last board meeting have been very busy. And so I've been doing a number of things, getting out to schools, visiting Stowers and Gonzalez, meeting with our PAL Council group to plan our work this week that we'll have with our principals and our PAL reps for our different programs and school sites. Today, I was at a meeting with a number of our principals and district staff with the City of Hawaiian Gardens for the Southeast Collaborative, just talking about ways we can work together to help students and families be aware of city events and school events that can be supportive to them. I also want to just remind everyone that we have our ABC Community Expo coming at the end of this month on September 28th. In particular, there will be information there about colleges. There will be colleges there. There will be some workshops for parents in both English and Spanish. And so we want to encourage people to come. You can learn more about things that are available to you through our district, through our cities that we work with, but you can also learn more about our schools and begin to think about where your child might go next and what that would look like in terms of middle school or high school and then college. As always, I got to meet last week with our student board reps, and I'm excited you get to hear from a couple of them this evening. And then I just wanted to make sure in terms of just influencing the context, I continue to meet regularly with superintendents from throughout the state. And we were able this last week to have an information session for potential board candidates who are running for open positions, just to learn more about our district. And I think that is enough for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Zillo. I just want to remind everyone, to parent too, our district, we do hire professional people, oversee all the email, the Instagram and Facebook. We watch everything. If these kids present some endangered thing, post out there, and we have people who will follow up that. So just let a parent know, be aware and talk to your kids, and be open-minded with them to talk to them. And if you see something you don't feel comfortable, you can contact us too. We'll do the best we can, work with you. Thank you. So next one, with our student board representatives, we have Andrew, is it Duak? Mr. Duak. And we have William King from Whitney High School. Go ahead. So small.
Good evening, President Say, Vice President Nishi, Clerk Noyola, distinguished board members, Superintendent Zitlo, cabinet members, and ABCUSD members. My name is Andrew Duog, and this is William Kang, and we are both part of Whitney High School's ASB board.
Throughout the school year, many events take place on campus, whether planned by ASB or not. One of the first priorities of the school year is introducing new students to our campus and culture. New student orientation is planned annually each year and is headed by our commissioners of campus relations. This year, the theme was Pixar, and the gym was decorated with posters of all sizes, including Pixar characters, group posters, and more. Around 160 new 7th graders were introduced to Whitney for the first time, and they explored the school, played bonding games together, and enjoyed their first lunch together on campus.
A couple of weeks ago, our commissioners of clubs organized our annual Club Rush, an opportunity for all the clubs on campus to recruit students to their organizations for the upcoming year. This year, we have 51 clubs on campus, with 6 new clubs, including Culinary Club, Aerospace Club, Fitness Club, One Heart Fiber Arts Club, National Honor Society, and Financial Planning Club.
Recently, Whitney High School hosted our annual Back to School Night, inviting parents and students to come onto campus during the evening and get to know the teachers and classes of their Wildcats. Many clubs, such as Prom Club, Japanese Quiz Bowl, and Yearbook, were also all in attendance. Additionally, there were multiple food trucks and parent organizations such as PTSA in attendance.
Additionally, we would like to share about the events that have occurred at Whitney. Most recently, we had our Hello Dance, which is our annual back-to-school dance. For the first time in many years, and due to the excessive heat, we held this dance in the gym. The main part of the dance, our class lip sync battle, was also a great success. In lip sync, each class choreographs and lip syncs to a dance routine to be judged by a panel of our teachers. This year, the senior class of 2025 took home the win.
Another upcoming event for ASB is Welch, standing for Whitney Elementary Leadership Conference, Hooray! Students from all elementary schools in the district are chosen to attend for an opportunity to be offered leadership and mentorship from Whitney High School ASB members. They play games, bond with each other, and learn important lessons about what leadership truly means. Last year, all but 2 elementary schools in the district were in attendance, and we are expecting a similar turnout this year.
One program that has just recently started for this year is our Buddy program, which is run by our counseling team and our student ambassadors. In the Buddy program, younger incoming students are paired with upperclassmen who can provide them with advice as to how to be a successful Wildcat. The main highlight of the program is the yearly college visit, where younger buddies get to learn about the college along with their older buddies. While the college we'll be visiting this year is still to be determined, in the past we have been to UCI and USC, and those trips have been great successes.
More specific to ASB itself are the ASB mixers we host with other schools. Upcoming is our Oxford ASB Mixer, where our ASB members meet and collaborate with ASB students from Oxford Academy. On September 24th, we will host Oxford's ASB students at Whitney in hopes of exchanging ideas, plans, and goals. We are aiming to build bridges with what many consider our rival school.
In the area of athletics, fall season is currently occurring, and our Wildcats are representing our school well. This year, we have formed our very first girls flag football team, and we look forward to seeing them perform on the field. In addition, our girls tennis team has gone undefeated so far this season, and are looking to claim the title of league champions.
We are proud to announce that Whitney High School has made the California Honor Roll, which accounts for approximately 17% of all schools in California. We were awarded by the ERP, or Educational Results Partnership.
Lastly, our students would like to publicly welcome our new administration, Vice Principal Ms. Nishimura and Dean Ms. Caliper, as well as our new mental health professional, Ms. Clark.
It is a pleasure to share all the events happening at Whitney with the board and the ABCUSD community. Thank you for taking your time to listen to us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The buddy system, actually buddy program. My son was ASB of Whitney High School 2003. He graduated 2004, and I remember they started buddy system for a while, and then they stopped. But I'm glad you opened it again. Appreciate all the effort that you folks putting in. Well done. Now I have vice president. Okay, Okay, I have to stop here. I have to open to our vice president, Mr. Nishi.
Thank you, Madam President. So, what clubs are you part of? And why are you part of those clubs?
The clubs I'm involved in, I'm in Club Kaibigan, which is the Filipino Cultural Club, and I'm involved in that because I'm obviously Filipino and I want to celebrate my culture. And then another club that I'm involved in is the New Culinary Club. We founded this club because we believe that at Whitney, we don't have a home economics class that teaches cooking. So we believe that it's very important for students to be able to be provided the opportunity to learn those skills.
Apart from ASB, one of the main clubs or other things that I'm a part of on campus are a Korean culture club at my school, and I joined this and I'm a part of the cabinet because I really feel like it's important to embrace your culture and the separate cultures we have here at Whitney.
Is there still a mental health club over there, or?
Yes, there is. It's called MENA.
MENA, that's right. Okay.
Okay, thank you. But also before you step out, I also want to welcome your principal. We have Principal Stoffer, Dr. Spoffer. And we also have our assistant principal, Nishimura. And then we have Dean Calisper, is that right? I want to thank you, King, stand up, and thank you for leading such wonderful students. And we appreciate it. Board really sincerely appreciate every effort you put out with them. Thank you very much. I say put out because I remember my teenagers were there before. It was trouble. But this too looks way better than my kids. But I want to thank you so much. And your parents here, or you start driving already?
Mm-hmm.
Driving?
Yep.
Wow. And you are?
My parents dropped me off. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but it's good though. Okay, drive home and safely. Okay. Thank you again, principal and your staff. Appreciate.
And you're welcome to stay.
You're welcome to stay too. No, they need to go home do homework. Okay. Next one is so important to us too. Is our employee representative report. This will be our Ray Gare, our ABCFT, the president.
Good evening, President Say, Board Trustees, Dr. Zietlow, Administrative Cabinet, community members, ABC teachers and nurses. My name is Ray Garrett, President of the ABC Federation of Teachers. Just a small update. So you did a major thing last year, and you don't always get to hear from the employees about the good benefits of it. So last year you changed school choice and the dates for school choice so that they happened earlier. Yeah. And the positive repercussions for that, what is that? Is that positive outcomes for that? Yes, positive outcomes for that is that one, we were able to staff much earlier than we were in the past. And how that means that we were able to order materials so that we had a better idea of where the materials were needed in every one of the schools. So we have far fewer situations this year where we're dealing with material concerns, which was a concern if you went back the last couple of years. So thank you for doing that. And then over the last couple of years after the pandemic, we've had to move teachers from different sites because declining enrollment in certain schools or students end up in other schools. And so we've been moving up to 15 teachers over the last couple of years, a month into the school year. And what that does is it disrupts classes because you have to shuffle all your classes, you have to reshuffle all the students. Students are displaced to teachers that they might have really liked, and they were kind of, they were building a relationship with and moving forward curriculum-wise. Then they get switched to another class. That's not happening as much this year, if it's happening at all. And I just want to, you don't always get to hear the repercussions of that. So that means more stability for our students, more stability for staff, more stability for our schools, and you made that happen by really taking the hard choice of pushing for an earlier date for school choice, and I just want to thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gear, the ABCFT president. Thank you. Next one is our public comment. Clerk Noyola, do we have any?
Yes. Persons wishing to address the board should fill out a card located on the table by the door and place it in the silver tin. Speakers will be called in sequence during public comment section, which is limited to 1 hour, and each speaker to one presentation of 5 minutes unless the board wishes to waive the time limit. Those who have a group concern are encouraged to select a spokesperson to address the board. Please remember that the board is unable to directly respond to comments made during public comment section, and neither the board nor the district staff verify the accuracy of the statements made during public comments. Persons wishing to address the board on a specific agenda item at the time the item is under discussion are limited to 5 minutes each and will be called to speak following the staff comments and prior to the board's discussion and taking action. Adverse remarks about a person's race, ancestry, ethnic group, identification, religion, color, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, gender, mental, physical disability, or age may not be made. Please avoid remarks or charges which reflect upon the character, motives, qualifications, or ability of any school district employee. Concerns presented to the board will be followed up and addressed by the appropriate staff. Do we have any public comments? No? Seeing none, I close public comments.
Thank you. Next one is our consent calendar. May I motion to approve consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Is anyone who wishes to remove any item to be considered separately? If none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passed 7-0. Next one is our action items now. 1.1-8, may I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2404, National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15 to October 15, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Dr. Zillow, please.
Thank you. I wanted to take just a minute and read the resolution for the board and our community. It says, whereas the ABC Unified District celebrates America's rich Hispanic history and culture with National Hispanic Heritage Month, the Hispanic population in the ABC Unified School District is 45.68%. And, good.
And whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month was approved Public Law 90-498 in 1968 by the United States Congress, and in 1988, Congress extended the celebration from September 15 to October 15, celebrating the anniversary of independence of 5 Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Mexico, Chile, and Belize also celebrate their Independence Day during this period. Columbus Day in Mexico, or Dia de la Raza, as we like to call it, is on October 12th. And
whereas during National Hispanic Heritage Month, the ABC Unified School District celebrates the countless contributions of more than 62 million Hispanic Americans to our culture and society. Hispanic Americans are the largest minority group in the United States today, and generations of Hispanic Americans have consistently helped make our country strong and prosperous. And whereas
the Hispanic American community has left an indelible mark on our government, culture, and economy.
Whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month celebrates the accomplishments of Hispanic Americans who've enriched our culture and society. Hispanic American men and women embody the American values of devotion to faith and family, hard work, and patriotism to their countless contributions as leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and members of the armed forces.
Now, therefore, it be it resolved that the Board of Education of the ABC Unified School District celebrates National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15, 2024.
Okay, now, do we have any public comments for this matter?
I do not see any.
Any discuss from my board? If none, the motion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The motion passed 7-0. Item 1.2-A, my motion to approve revised board policy 1260, Education Foundation. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
You're on your second.
Dr. Fraser.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight we're bringing forward the revised board policy 1260 Educational Foundation. We've updated language that includes provisions for the foundation's use of the district's name, a school's team name, or any logo tied to a school or the district with the consent of the superintendent or designee, as appropriate, as well as language related to the release of student records or other personally identifiable student information.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment? Any discussion from my board? Okay, we do have one. Vice President, Mr. Nishii.
I just have one question. Was the foundation, ABC Foundation, consulted regarding this particular resolution or informed?
I think the recommendation came from an out-of-date board policy, so we hadn't updated since 1998. And so we took the CSBA's recommendation in terms of updated language to our alleged policy committee and for approval.
I mean, there's nothing controversial. It's a good resolution, but to the extent that they're affected, they may have valuable input. It would be nice to inform them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think Scott said they did it, right? Yeah, they did.
Did they?
They did, yeah.
Scott did work with them on it. Sorry.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so Scott said, yes, we did. Thank you again, Scott, Mr. Smith. Now, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0. Item 1.4-A, my motion of ratify approval of option number 1, require Board of Education election candidates. What, did I miss one?
No.
1.4?
1.3.
Sorry about that, okay. Gotcha. 1.3-A, may I have a motion to approve revised board policy administrative regulation 6184, continuing education. I need a motion and second.
So moved.
You're on your second.
Dr. Castro.
Thank you. Before I begin an overview of this important updated board policy in R, I want to take a moment to thank those members of our ABC community that were involved in providing input in the development of this new board policy, and that includes the leadership team of Tracy High School with teachers Cliff Aska, Anthony Oda, William Mead, Nicolette Duke, Erica Hartley, Manuel Cruz, and some of our staff members that are currently here today, our counselor Priscilla Rodriguez, our EL counselor Dr. Socorro Rojas, and our new administrative team that since they started in July have been well aware of the development of these new BP and AR. That's Dr. David Keys and Miss Kathy Evans. So this new BP 6184 is really to address the continuation education in ABC Unified, and more specifically, it impacts Tracy High School and the alternative programs under Tracy High School, and the processes and structures through which we recommend students to attend Tracy High School, as well as graduation requirements associated. Due to updates in the law, as well as due to the team's consistent effort in wanting to improve the environment for Tracy High School, we were looking at creating language in this board policy that really spoke to the fact that we wanted to create a positive learning environment for our students. Some of the notable changes you'll see in here is that based on the law,
We must only allow for students who are 16 years or older at the time of the enrollment in order to attend Tracy High School, and that is based on current law. We also put in language in which our comprehensive high schools must recommend a voluntary transfer at a specified level of credit deficiency. In other words, when we see that students are falling behind in credits, Tracy High School is one of our intensive supplemental support systems that we have in ABC, and the sooner that we can send students to Tracy High School to catch up on these credits, the sooner they can go back to their comprehensive high school to graduate with their class. And so we don't want them to get down the road of being 50, 60, 100 credits behind. As soon as 20 to 30 credits behind, we want to start that conversation with families. So that's some highlights of our BP 6184.
Thank you, Dr. Castro. Do we have any public comments? Thank you. Do we have any discussion for our board here? I do have Dr. Ogas, please.
I don't know if this applies, but is this just in reference to our students who may need an alternative school setting? And if so, where would it leave like a 15-year-old that needs access to an alternative school?
Correct. This is only for students who need an alternative school setting. Last year, we did some extensive research on other continuation high schools within the local area, and we found that unlike ABC, which we have a graduation requirement of 230 credits for graduation, other districts had adjusted the graduation requirement for their continuation high school. And so we looked at our policies and decided that 190 would be an appropriate graduation requirement for our students. They still have the same content requirements as our comprehensives. We just reduced the number of electives. And so this is for high school age students.
And it's specifically for students who are credit deficient, or does it also welcome students who are, say, having other behavior or other challenges?
It is a voluntary transfer, so if students feel that they need an alternative educational environment, they can attend Tracy High School for that option. We do have some self-referrals that happen, so it does not have to be for credit deficiency, but the systems we have set up at Tracy High School are intended for credit deficiency.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have our board clerk, Mr. Noyola.
Oh, thank you, Madam President. This is just a comment. I really like the language that is in this board policy. Just looking at the continuing education, some of the things that she'll provide is offer intensive guidance services, be coordinated with other educational options available throughout the district, a plan to coordinate instruction and training and continuation programs with students at home, employment and other agencies, and opportunities for parents to get involved. I think this is a step in like the right direction for Tracy. This is going to be great changes coming. I know we have a new principal, Dr. Keys. I think Tracy is going to have a turn over a new leaf, and I think you just answered this question, but I know we are reducing the credits required to graduate at Tracy. Where are those courses being taken from? You said electives, or is that?
Correct. So for the number of credits required in English, math, science, history, it is still the same as our comprehensive schools. We reduced the number of elective credits that are required for students to complete. There is an opportunity for students to go to Tracy High School, catch up on credits, and go back to their comprehensive schools using this plan, so that if they go back, they still must meet the 230 requirement, and they would have that opportunity by taking English, Econ Civics, and then a few more electives, and they would be able to graduate as seniors.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The motion passed 7-0. Next item 1.4-A, my motion to ratify approval of option number 1, require Board of Education election candidates to pay their costs for statements in advance and establish a statement limit of 200 words. I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
Dr. Zillow, please.
Jinx.
Thank you. We have used our same process for many years now. Anytime we have a position to fill, we use the least expensive opportunity, and we also use the option where they can post it online now rather than having to put it into print form. And so we're looking to make sure we have all of the pieces in order for people who are running for office.
Thank you. And so I do have our board member, Mr. Beach, on the floor. It's yours.
Thank you, Madam President. I remember writing my campaign statement, and I had to cut a lot of words, at least 50. And I did some research. The President of the United States, the U.S. Senate, Congress, Governor, all state offices are 250 words. So when the time's appropriate, I'd like to make a motion to approve option 1, but with 250 words instead of 200.
So you're making you change instead of a 200 the statement that we have here, you like to prefer, or in the future, you like to go to 250?
On this item, I think
On
it
this
should be
item, you want to
250.
change 250?
So,
So I need a,
we had to turn in the form back in the summer, so this had to come late, and we had already said we would do the 200, because that's what we had historically done.
so maybe in the future, for the
We
next
can-
election, like 4 years
we
later,
can
the 4 years
pay
later,
attention to
something
that.
we can reduce
I
that.
apologize.
Okay, so my...
You make a motion
my-
to change that?
I guess we're going to approve this as is. My comment is, for the future, maybe staff could recommend 250. It'll be up to the future board, but everything else is 250, so I don't see why we would be different.
Me too, I have to cut down my word too, twice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I want the staff to carry that. 200 is really not enough word to express. People really want to share what they plan to do, what they thought, become a board member. So I'm asking Dr. Fisher, keep that, and for the future, put it back on the table, change it to 250 words, just like other elections. Okay, thank you. Pay the respect to you, Mr. Beach. So we're not going to make anything today. We'll stay 200 because you already posted out already, okay? So any other discussion? Oh, do have one. I have Vice President, Ms. Nishii.
Thank you, Madam President. Why is this a ratification rather than something in advance? Because this happens every so often, and so if Mr. Beach would have wanted to make the change, he would have been able to do it effectively if it had been in here in April or so.
It came in the summer when we got this information to do the credit, and it was something that was just missed as an item.
Couldn't we have done it in advance since we know it's going to happen?
We can look at that and make note of that for the future, absolutely.
Because I think it's going to be an election every so often.
Every
so
2 years?
we could do it in advance before they tell us. We could tell them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just missed it this time, that's why. So do you want a ratification on that? Okay. So we did our discussion already. Say all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
7-0. 2.6-8, may I have a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the Board of Education and Management Confidential Employees regarding duty year calendar for the 2024 to 2025 school year. I need a motion and a second, please.
Motion approved, Eugenio.
Second.
Dr. Frazier.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm bringing this item forward as presented.
Okay, do you have any public comment? Any discussion from my board? I don't see any lights in here. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
7-0. Next one is 3.7-8. May I have a motion to open public hearing and adopt resolution 24-05 for textbooks and instructional material compliance and approve certification of provision for standard aligned instructional material with the Education Code 60119 for grades K-12 fiscal year of 2024 to 2025. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Eugenio, second.
Dr. Castro.
Thank you. This resolution is to notify the board that we've met the Williams requirements to have all instructional materials available at our school sites by the 8th week of school. We have verified this with our schools. And also we had an on-site visit at Aloha Elementary to check for materials by LA County Office of Education. And we passed that in-person visit as well.
Okay. Do you have any public comment for this matter?
I do not see any.
I don't, for discussion, I don't see any lights in here, so I'm gonna go, if all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion, hearing no further comments, the public hearing is closed. The motion passed. All in favor, please say aye. Folks, you did, right? So motion passed 7-0. Now, item 4.4-8, my motion to approve the 2023 to 2024 Arts and Music in School Annual Report. And
So
Motion-
moved.
Thank you. Mr. Lewin.
Thank you, President Say. Good evening. In November 2022, the voters approved Proposition 28, which is arts and music in schools. The propositions require the state to set aside 1% of what under Prop 98 funding and dedicate that for arts and music in school. So each school district will receive annually an allocated amount given to directly to the state to use for art and music in school. So last year, the year 2023-2024 was the first year that we have received this funding. So we received $2,862,051. And again, this money have to be spent for art and music in our schools. So attached on page 114 is the allocation by school. And again, this is determined by the state, and we just pass through the money and given 100% of the allocation directly to the schools to be used in art and music. On page 15 is the report that require, on page 113 is the report. We have to report how many classified employees and certificate employees that we hire for this program. This program required that 80% of the funding must be spent on personnel. So at least, meaning you can spend more than 80%, but you can't not spend less than 80% on personnel. And the remaining 20% can be spent on supplies and equipment. And it goes directly to support our students in art and music. So you will expect to be receiving this report annually, since it's a requirement under Prop 28 that we report out after the year's over, the amount that we receive and what the money was used for. So this report for your consideration, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Tuan. Do you have any public comments?
I do not see any.
Thank you. I do know we'll have two board member has the lights on. So the first one will be Dr. August.
Hi, I know many of us were super excited when this money came through because we know the importance that arts education is to a well-rounded quality education. I would personally like a report on the schools, especially in the Lakewood schools, and what new programming there is, because I noticed that it says we hired a lot of teachers, like there are 15, but what I don't want, I mean, like we've always had a band program, so I want to know, in addition to what we had prior to 2023, what new ways and creative ways are we using? Like, I'm very excited that Artesia High School got an extra $247,000. I want to know what that looks like in new programming. Did they get new instruments? Because I really want to know that this money is not, what is it, the language, not supplanting, but supplementing in a real way our arts education program in our schools. So I would very much appreciate a report, or maybe when I go visit the schools, we can ask them, but that is one thing that I am going to be, would like to see, because again, this is a long time coming, and it's a great opportunity. You know, this is not money that we have to get from our general fund. This is money that came to us extra to, again, expand our arts program, and I really want to see how our schools are taking advantage and how our students are benefiting. That's it, Madam President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The next one is our Vice President, Mr. Nishii.
Thank you, Madam President. I like the detail that you provided in this report related to the schools. In fact, like Leal Elementary, the parents that talked to me, they're saying, oh, thank God for this money that coming in, because they were having a difficult time funding these teachers and the creative ways that the schools have been collaborating together and working together. I don't like how Sacramento decided all these mandates as to micromanaging what we're going to do, and particularly when there's going to be some bad times. But yeah, I mean, arts is not an extracurricular. It's just as important as many of the other things that we consider academic subjects. So the fact that we're micromanaging this, well, we do also micromanage the math and the English. So it's on balance great, and thank you for the report in terms of the specific details and the full-time equivalent. Even though this is required by state law as a micromanaged report, it does provide me a good tool to go and talk to people and see how these things are working on the ground. There is, what people don't like is when we substitute out, right? The state gives a little bit extra, and then we just take out what we were spending on it and spend it somewhere else. And so this report ensures that we don't substitute out, we don't subvert the will of the voters of the state of California. And to the state of voters of California, thank you. We needed this.
See no more, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
7-0, motion passed. Next one's our information item, number 1.5-1, resolve site visits, reviews, and uniform complaint data for 2023 to 2024, fourth quarter. Dr. Zillow.
Thank you. The final report that we received for last year from LA County Office of Education indicated there were no complaints that had to be resolved, and none unresolved in the areas of instructional materials, facilities, or teacher vacancies and misassignments.
Thank you, Dr. Zillow. Now back to our board member reports. I have, first one is board member Dr. Hino.
Thank you, Madam President. On Wednesday, September 11th, I contributed to Artesia High School's Band Booster fundraiser by purchasing dinner at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers in Artesia. On Sunday, September 15th, I contributed to Cerritos High School drama fundraiser and bought lunch at L&L Hawaiian Barbecue in Cerritos. That's all I have, Madam President. May God bless you all and keep you well.
Thank you, Dr. Hino. Next one will... Thank you, Dr. Hino. Next one will be our board member... Wait a minute, did I close this one? 7. Board member Dr. Ogas, please. Dr. Rios?
I was able to attend the back-to-school night at Gar High School, and it was really nice because, again, when we all worked really hard to get that bond passed, and we weren't sure it was going to happen, and then it did, it's like seeing the outcomes of that is really exciting. Gar, as you know, was one of our schools that was lately renovated, and so it was nice to, first I had to play the role of the parent and go through the classes and walk from classroom to classroom. So that was fun. But then I also got to step into the board role and got to visit the 2 new facilities that they have there. I know they were having an air conditioning problem. I hope that got fixed. But there was, it was really nice to see those facilities. That's it, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rio. Next one will be our Vice President, Ms. Nishii.
Thank you, Madam President. Went to the Whitney Foundation meeting, went to the Carmenita High School, middle school to check out what's happening over there. Saw some of the improvements that are happening. Gar High School, back to school night, bought some pizza. That was also great. Met a lot of people that I like. PTA, went to that at Leal. That was a great meeting as well. Learned a lot about what was happening. I just introduced myself as a parent though, even though it's an old parent. Went to the chef meeting from Cerritos High School. Also learned a lot what the new things that the new principal is going to do. I think I see a lot of good things coming from that school in the future, so hopefully that's good. Represented at a CalTOG meeting, Californians Together. This is for English language learners, and the superintendent gave me some of the priorities that she had, and so I was able to express to them. And hopefully we can change California policy related to our English language learners and make a difference for our students and make everybody like ABC, right? That would be the great thing. I went to CSB also to advocate for some of the specific things that we have in relation to our board issues. Went to, and that's it. That's all I did. And 2 advertisements. One is for Cerritos Elementary pancakes. If you guys want to have the best pancakes from the best, not best volunteers, can't say that. Some really good volunteers who work really hard. Everybody works hard, and these guys are all working together to make pancakes. And so come on down this Saturday. Not too expensive, and you'll get to eat a really good meal. Rotary Club is having a poker tournament, so if you guys like to win some money, they think it's an easy buy-in. I think it's with Artesia and Cerritos, so come on in and join that out. And that is all. Thank you, Madam President.
Did you tell the people about the time they open for Cerritos pancake?
I think it starts at 7 o'clock, so that's not the time that I'm going to get there. And then they have games and things like that, so that should be great. And then the poker tournament, I think, is at 2 o'clock. And if you want to find out about that, you can contact me.
It is on Saturday, annual pancake breakfast. You know, even my kids graduate from there or don't go to school, that we all go, their family. My son and my grandkids and my other son-in-law, we're going to be there. So that will be at 7 o'clock. Just want to remind everyone. And next one, okay. Oh, we have one more. I'm sorry. Board Clerk, Mr. Nayola.
Thank you, Madam President. I just have two announcements. On top of it being National Hispanic Heritage Month, it is also Adult Education Family Literacy Week. I just wanted to, invite our ABC community. If you guys haven't checked out our adult school, please check out. We have great classes. We have ESO courses, citizenship classes, and also free haircuts for the cosmetology program. I got my haircut yesterday, and I think they did a pretty good job. So if they're giving out free haircuts, they need participants. So if you guys do need one, check them out. And my second announcement is I want to congratulate Cerritos High School and Artesia High School's football. They are undefeated right now.
Yes.
So I know at the end of October they're going to be going head to head. So looking forward to that.
That I'm scared to watch, though. Thank you again. Thank you, my board colleague. I'll do your report. So the next one's announcement. Our next regular board meeting is on Tuesday, October 1st, 7 p.m. in our district's office boardroom. And committee meetings, finance, on Thursday, September 19th, 6 p.m., district conference room. And strategic planning board advisory committee is on Tuesday, September 24th, 5:30 in the district office boardroom. Legislative Policy Board Advisory Committee on Wednesday, September 25th, 6:30 p.m. in our district conference room. Okay? So I think the special event, you want to say something? Okay. The next one's a special event, as our Dr. Zillow mentioned already, our ABC Community Expo on Saturday, September 28th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at our Artesia High School. So now our second public comment, do we have any?
Are there any public comments? Seeing none, I close public comments.
Okay. Do this first and do I would like to close tonight's meeting in memory of Miss Pat Law. Pat was married to a long-time ABCUSD Board of Education trustee, Mr. Maynard Law. Pat was very involved in her children's education as they attended ABCUSD schools, and she was a strong supporter of the district. Her work through this Optimist Club of the Tisha Cerritos on the Dream It Be, the program has impacted hundreds of our female high school students, giving them skills to overcome challenges that may face in life. Pat was an inspiration, always available to listen and provide support with her wit and passion, and will definitely miss her. Thank you. So I need a motion and a second to close our.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0. Good night, everyone.
Of all the money that e'er I spent it in good company, and of all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me, and all I've done for want of wit to memory I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I Spanish.